everybody. Well, it's middle of December now. We went to the Tiny House Festival down in Florida, just south of Jacksonville, and we had a blast. Oh, it was so cool. Navigator Nowhere was there.
We already talked about all that.
Okay, we're talking about all kinds of stuff. Now, some of the stuff we learned while we were down there talking to people who know a lot more than we know is that one, if you're going to raise your roof, when you do your cuts, when you're cutting in the window, stagger the cut height. I didn't know this, but so when you're cutting this type here, if you stagger it, going through it, it changes the break points if there is an accident. So should somebody T-bone you or something, or there be an accident, which hopefully there never will be for you or us, but that helps maintain some of the structural integrity. We also had a whole bunch of welders come on board. I said a whole bunch, like 6, maybe 7. I don't know, people who actually have welding skills. You know, they did it for a living. And they gave us lots of clues on things that we could do better. The general gist is that most of our welds were getting it deep enough, although there were some that were questionable, and some of the cleaning techniques that need to happen first. Like one is really clean it down before you do any welding at all. There's some spots like right in here where we didn't clean off that paint. We just kind of went at an angle and got the metal there. And it would have been better to grind all the paint all the way down. And even on some of this standard steel, it has like a residue on it, or some galvanization on it, things like that, or whatever you call that stuff. Basically, grind it all down. It should be like a dull metal, kind of silver, and all that kind of stuff. Also, let's see. We learned that we got our paint in, so we can go painting, but it got cold and
Rainy.
And you can't paint in cold or rainy, especially outside because we don't have a big old covered area. And another thing that kind of slowed us down, which was actually kind of a blessing, and I'm really glad I had the opportunity to do it. We had the opportunity to help my sister move. And whew, exhausting, but it was a blast. We had a really good time. And that's always with family. I like doing the family stuff, that kind of stuff anyway. Past that, what else you want me to talk about, babe?
What are we doing today?
Oh, the outside looks like a rust bucket. It's very stylish, it's very chic, but we're going to grind it down, or sand it down, I should say, and then do some rust converter on it, and then hopefully next week we'll have a couple days, or the next 7 days, we'll have a couple days where it's at least 60 degrees and dry enough that we can paint.
Put the primer on.
Put the primer on. And we're using an epoxy primer, which is really important, kind of as I'm told, to use an epoxy primer. I was told that you could mix the versions, like this company's epoxy primer, and then the final coat of different company. Primer's primer as far as epoxy primers go, for the most part. I'm sure if you're a fancy car person, there
ain't nothing fancy about us.
As you can tell, we're not too concerned about that. But past that, we're a little delayed because Christmas happened. Surprised us this year. It came in December. We weren't expecting that. And we went a little overboard and take care of the grandkids.
Per norm.
So, yeah, it's pretty normal. We love our grandkids. So, past that, let's get busy. Oh, ascending we will go, ascending we will go. Yep, we're sanding. Sanding. Yeah, we gotta get all that rust off. Yeah, it's because we, well, and, yeah, we're sanding. We got the truck backed up. You can't really see it there, but it got tired of moving the bus around in circles. Once we got it all sanded, then we come through with some mineral spirits and clean it down. Instead of using paper towels, we bought a bunch of them old grease monkey things they check the oil with. They're cheap. You can wash them too, by the way. Just don't wash them with anything else. Wipe the mineral spirits down. Yes. Nice dry. And then I take a clean rag and then I wipe it again to kind of dry it off. Yeah. And then we take, let's see. Hey, look, I'm like Santa Claus. I got like a Santa Claus thing. Yeah. Oh, anyway, we take some rust converter spray paint. And we sprayed it down to try to convert some of the rust to the little nicks we couldn't get into in between the rivets. More sanding. Yeah, you can see there it is, the truck backed up. We have two types of sanders here. This is a standard, just square sander. It just goes zzz, vibrates. That's about all. These suck. I don't like them. But that's what I got. And then we have this one. Ryobi, it's fine. You don't got to buy the really super expensive ones unless you're going to do something fancy. This one is an orbital sander. So it also rotates this way, or this way, whichever way it's spinning, and does the vibrating. He did twice as much as I did, and what he did better than I did with that one.
Yeah,
So,
but isn't that normal with everything we do with Grandpa?
yeah, shush.
He's such a hard worker.
He is. He is. He's a champ, and it wears him out. But
What, the sander or him?
me,
Oh.
trying to keep up. Orbital sander. I'm gonna buy another one. Throw that thing in the garbage. I hate that thing is only good for getting corners. That's about all it's good for.
And hand cramps.
And hand cramps, yeah, because it sucks. Use this.
That's full, I think.
Yeah, it feels like it. Also, mineral spirits. One rag to wipe off the dust to clean it, and the other rag dries it. This stuff evaporates, but you go ahead and you do the drying anyway. Just kind of speeds up that evaporation process. So that's do that, or like acetone or something. Acetone's a little more caustic to your hands, though. So now we're gonna spray.
Spray what?
Oh, we're gonna spray this stuff. Rust converter. Okay, so a couple days ago we came out, we sanded and did a quick priming, just to kind of a rust converting priming, just so we can get some of it out of the way before we had to come back today to start actually doing the epoxy primer. This stuff here, which is Krylon Rust Converting Black Primer, that was, yeah, this goes on kind of clear and then it turns black when it converts rust, but you can see we pretty much sprayed a lot of it and it really didn't give us any good effects. I don't plan on buying the Krylon anymore, but this other stuff, I think it's this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one. This is Rust-Oleum's Rust Reformer. That one. That's this stuff here. And you can see the difference between the two. This stuff, the Rust-Oleum Rust Reformer, which also converts rust, goes on black. But either we can't see the rust or we didn't. This held better because you can see even the silver where it got a light coating, whereas over there the whole thing's rusty now. So we'll do a quick sanding, prep this, and get busy. It's not a giant deal. It was a test. We learned. So in the future we're buying this Rust-Oleum's Rust Reformer. Like I said, we don't know what the hell we're doing.
Time to get that epoxy primer ready. On the top it says shake well. I'm shaking it. What type we used I will put in the write-up, and the what part this and what part that also. So look for that description in the write-up. All right, my very first time at handling a spray gun. I found a really good YouTube channel called C. Jane Drill, and they had a wonderful tutorial on how to use a gravity-fed spray gun. They also suggested using water for your first time so you can get a feel for how it's going to spray and how to hold your body. It was a really good educational video. How am I doing? Now remember, I'm not a professional. Now I've moved on to the inside of the bus. I figured now it's time to practice on some real metal. And I thought, to be on the safe side, I should probably do it somewhere where it won't be seen in a later time. This is going to be covered in spray insulation. So this was my first attempt on actually spraying on actual metal. It's kind of fun. So I got my practice on the piece of plywood, and I practiced on the inside, and I got my technique down. I still don't know quite what I'm doing, but I'm going for it. So we decided to move me to the outside of the bus. So acetone is very important for cleaning your spray gun. We didn't have any acetone at the time. We had mineral spirits, so we soaked it overnight in the mineral spirits, and it kind of hardened it up. It made it a little more difficult to clean the machine, but I did get it clean. Now, right now, I am wrapping the threads in plumber's tape to give a good air seal on the equipment. Did you know, here's a fun fact, that if you let go of that plumber's tape, it acts like a party streamer because that stuff will go everywhere. So hold on to your plumber's tape. Now I'm bolting it all together, and I'll show you a little bit later of all the pieces involved with the spray gun.
Yeah, my wife says I talk too much. Yeah. Anyway, so we're working on the door. Part of closing it in is going to have to get that door. So we have to take off all the rubber gaskets, things like that. Yeah, and basically just started taking things apart. Yeah, just one little thing at a time till I run out of things to take apart. I don't plan on putting these rubber gaskets back. No intention to do it, but right now we're going to hold on to them just in case we decide to save some of them for parts. Yeah, it's hinged. That effing hurt. My God, that hurt. My fingers are still bruised.
I'm not laughing because you're hurt.
She laughed at she was on the other side of that camera just going, ha. No,
I
she
was
wasn't.
not.
She was not. Yeah. Ow! It hurt. It hurt so much they had to cut the head off so you couldn't hear what I was saying. Otherwise it'd be like beep, 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 beep. Oh my God, that hurt. Yeah, there's my lovely wife. Kissing my boo-boo.
We forgot a tripod, so that's why the angles are funny.
Yeah. The door weighs it's got easily weigh over 100 pounds. Probably, I don't know, 115 million pounds. Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
Yes, oh my God, yes. Yes. Kept taking all the rubber gaskets off, things like that. Yep. And I'm not saving these nuts and bolts. What I'm doing is I'm keeping them so I don't end up driving on top of them. But we will hold on to them just in case they become useful, because you never know. But yeah, we got all the screws out and the bolts, things like that. But there were some rivets also. They were serious about these doors, let me tell you. So we drilled out the rivets to get all that. Basically taking out everything we can take apart. Got to get these doors into 2 pieces. Yep, more bolts. And more bolts. And yeah, remember to kind of set them aside so we don't want to drive on top of them.
Thanks. So we're breaking for lunch right now, and I brought a special treat today. Yes, we have peanut butter jelly. Dad, show us your peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time.
I like peanut butter.
But you know what makes this a special treat today? Because we had peanut butter and jelly yesterday. I remembered to bring a knife.
Yeah, not use my Gerber.
Yeah. Tastes kind of funny when you use a Gerber to spread peanut butter.
Well, if you knew what else was on that Gerber, you wouldn't have used it.
What? Anyway, we're going to have lunch.
Castrated hog, did you?
Oh, let's just say that'd be the clean stuff.
Oh my gosh. I'm so going anti-nut right now.
Oh no, you're pretty nutty.
All right.
So we're going to take a break from this, but let me show you what grabbed the hell out of my fingers. So hopefully you don't make the same mistake. Oh my Lord, that hurt. See this groove here in the middle? That big piece of rubber was covering it. What I could not see, because that big piece of rubber, was that this area right in here, yeah, my fingers got crushed in there. I didn't realize they were that deep in because the rubber. And most of that is ignorant. I ain't never taken apart a bus door before. So that's it. Take this apart, clean it up. We're going to make it a non-bifold door. At least that's the goal. Let's hope that works. I gotta clean it up, get all the rust out of it first. And we're gonna put a bar, piece of angle iron here, or a piece of square tubing or something. I haven't decided yet. Maybe a small piece of square tubing. We'll decide that in a bit. Piece of angle iron here, possibly a piece of square tubing. We'll see. I may just use a piece of flat steel. And then down here, a piece of angle iron going across, and then something here. Basically want to keep it this way, and at the same time I got to run something up this way to make it work. But I got to look at the other side to see what it looks like. There's like rivets. Woo! Yeah, those are serious rivets. That's the kind that are those aren't blind rivets. Those are solid. May have to drill them out. There's a hinge on the other side. I'm probably going to want to take that hinge off so I can make it more waterproof, and just run a straight piece of steel down it and tack that in place. We'll see if we knew what the hell we were doing.
Hold on.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Explain why we are keeping the school door, especially for the windows. And go! Why are we keeping the windows like this?
My wife adopted this little orange cat. And we used to drive semis, and the cat would sit and it would chase the lights around. And it loved, as you're going, driving at night and the lights from the flashing through, it would be all over the truck, the semi. Our little cat, my wife's little orange cat,
His cat.
Miss Nargle, she loves to chase the lights at night. And she loves to look out the windows. And she has 2 bad knees that pop out of joint, so she can't do all the hopping, which is why she's kind of round like me.
His cat.
So we're leaving this in there because she likes these windows so she can look outside, because it's her cat.
Crazy cat lady. Right there. Crazy cat lady.
Leave me alone.
So here we have the spray gun. We use the Cobalt. Now we had to buy the extra gauge there because you could only put 60 pounds of pressure in there. So that was a separate piece that you have to buy. And then that is like a filter. It filters things that come from the air tank so you don't get water and oil and dirt inside your spray gun.
So now we got the doors in 2 pieces. We're going to grind off all the rust we can get at. So we grind, and we cut, and we grind, and we can get all that out of there. I'm still taking things apart with the wrenches and things like that so we can get at it. So that's what Grandpa's doing. He's grinding. And you can see that lovely lady. Ooh, nice side view. Yes. That's my girlfriend. Yeah. She's going to town. And Grandpa keeps going, and I'm still taking apart. The doors are still technically together at this point, but we're still working on getting them separated. Had to take the hinges off completely. So you can see Grandpa in the background. He's still sanding, getting all the rusty stuff. We got to sand out all the yellow, all the other paint, so we can get a nice smooth coat to prime it. To the left there, I am taping up the windows so we can spray these without spraying the window or the rubber part. And then my lovely lady's in the background. She's getting her paint on. Yeah. And Grandpa's cleaning it up with a towel and some mineral spirits.
Now, an important measure to make sure that you do is your measurements. We were using a plastic mixing cup, and once you pour the paint in, you couldn't see where the lines were for the hardener. So we were kind of guesstimating, and well, that guesstimation actually caused the machine to gunk up while spray painting, so we had to clean it several times. So we went and to the hardware store and we bought those little plastic cups, and we had one for paint and one for the hardener. And then we poured it into a bucket and mixed it that way. That worked out really good because the spray gun didn't gunk up at all, and it went on really great, and it went a lot further using it like that. So make sure you do the proper measurements when you're dealing with epoxy paint.
I wanted to thank everybody for watching, for hanging out with the nerds, and don't forget that, what's it called, a like button?
Yes.
There's a like and a subscription. It's an annual subscription. You click it once, you get us for a year. It will not auto-renew. You're going to have to keep clicking it. I'm sorry to put it down that way. Yes. Yeah.
You're the gift that keeps on giving.
Yes, we are. You normally get shots for that, but I won't go away, trust me. Yeah. Okay.